Morning, everybody. Maybe it's nighttime. I don't know. It's 8:52 when I'm recording this at night. Well, has anyone ever heard of this show, Spider Riders? It's a pretty old show now. I still actually have memories of me watching it. Well, I'm not talking about the TV show. I'm actually talking about the books that I'm reading. You see, there's actually a book that this series was made out of, or came from, right here. It is science fiction novels, first published in 2004, written by these people: Ted Anasty, Patsy Cameron Anasty. I guess they're married. And then this guy joined in book 2 and 3. Well, the books are... Well, I've only just started book 1 recently because I decided to try to reread it, since I couldn't even get into it after... Actually, I don't even know what caused me to stop wanting to read it, but maybe it was the characters. A web manga. Has an alternate beginning. Web game and phone game. Anyway. Well, the books are... Well, as far as I know, because I got to chapter 10, the books are slightly different. Especially the characters. So this is young Hunter Steele, but this is the kid, according to the books. This does not look like a 10-year-old. I don't even know if it looks like a 13-year-old. But this is Hunter Steele in the books. You see, the books start slightly different. The books start where he has a friend he's not actually looking for the inner world, which is where the series works at, places it. But he ends up finding it. He actually ends up finding a hole with his friend, which is basically like made out of dirt and sand, and basically he ends up falling in. And then it slips out on the other side. I guess it's like I guess it would be like quicksand, because actually where he falls into is not lava, is not rocks. He falls in a river, an underground mountain river, which made no sense. So he travels down the river underground where it's dark, and then he actually gets spat out, and then he's in the inner world. The thing about the difference between the show is that it doesn't really show much, but you see, the thing is, he says he's trying to follow his grandpa's journal. In the book, as for up to now, which is 10 chapters I got to, it says nothing about his grandpa. It just says he accidentally fell through. And so that's where they meet this girl, Corona. And they say, oh, Corona's a nice lady, she's a kind person. Yeah. Sorry, your smile isn't giving me any hope that you're actually a nice lady. What is kind of funny about Corona, though, is actually her hair. Here we go. That is crazy. But it's this. There, I mean, if you actually look at it properly, it actually looks like a spider. See, like her head would be at that. That's the thorax, and all this bullshit right here is her stupid spider legs. Crazy, isn't it? Well, again, they say she's a nice person. Let's get that out of here. Happy and friendly person and a warrior. But when they first met in the book, including this guy, they met this guy, and then they met him later on. Anyway, they met Hunter Steele, she thought him as a adversary, a spy, and so was Igneous. Igneous thought he was a spy too because Corona said so. Then she started to have second thoughts and believe that, oh, maybe he isn't not much of a spy. And then they went to try to convince this other guy, Prince Lumen. And that's right here. This is the guy they were going to talk to. Prince Lumen. I mean, but that's as far as I basically got to. However, they did go do some fights, and he was trying to prove himself. Hey, I'm not a spy. I never heard about this place. I don't know Mantid. I don't know anything else. But they're like, I'm not going to listen to you. Screw you. But he tried his best to teach or learn and understand and convince them that he's not anything but bad. And then at the end of chapter 10, Lumen's like, I don't think he's a spider. Or, I don't think he's a spy. But he's not a spider rider either. Yet. In episode 1, he automatically snapped, got his stupid Manico. And some people were accusing him as being a thief. Now that's, again, the series is slightly different. The question is, where do you want to go to? Should you read the books or watch the show? Because I heard about the book. I've heard about the books after I heard about the show. Then I had to research the show after I got the internet. But you see, I only got to watch the first half of it on TV when it first came out because it aired dubbed in Canada, and it was on Cookie Jar when I got to watch the show and record it. So I only got to watch part of half the show, and it was still fun. But after in the books, it seems like it's taking them a long time for him to convince them that he's not evil. He doesn't work for the Infecteds. In the TV show, it's a lot more quicker. Probably because there's a lot more stuff that they're going to be doing. But the question, though, is now, what else is going to happen? Now, I know what happens in the show. What happens in the books? Well, I finished basically first part of book 1, because the books, I guess, are set in, part 1, part 2, and part 3. But I'm not the best reader. I'm not the fastest reader. I'm not the biggest fan of books. But I'm doing my best to read. People are saying, oh, you need to read some more. And when I do read some more, I do. I just am not the biggest fan of it. I still prefer watching versus reading. But I'll be reading this book, and I got a lot further this time than the first time I tried touching it. I guess the characters pissed me off because they explained that Corona was supposed to be a nice person, but she was like, nope, you're an asshole. And then Igneous was like, you're an asshole. But Igneous was always a jerk when they first met. So that's the same. And Magma was, I guess I could say the only person who was different really is Hunter Steele and Corona. Because actually in this books, he does have arachnophobia. He does not like spiders. That's what caused him to be in here. His friend in chapter 1 was falling down. He grabbed him, picked him up. There was a spider on his friend's arm. Once he got him up, the spider got onto Hunter's arm. And then he said, fuck that. No, no, no. Spider, spider, spider. Like what I do. And then he said, bye-bye. And he fell through. And that's how he got trapped into the inside world. He does not like spiders. But in the TV show, it wasn't really shown that well that he hated spiders. He just was like, oh, you're not going to scare me, aren't you? No. He hated spiders so much in the books. But the websites talk more about the TV show and less about the books. Let's see. There's really not much about the books except the title of it. Shards of Oracle, Reign of Soul Eater, and Quest of the Earthen. The question though is, what is there going to be any info, if all? I mean, I thought there would be. Here we go. Oh, that's right, his name was Dave. Yeah, here we go. It just explains a summary about it. The book contains an 8-page color insert. The land of Arachnia is called... Oh, the land of Arachnia is called Arachnia. Yeah, that's right. Battle Shadow Spider. Oh. I guess Shadow pops up. Not sure where yet, but yeah, the guy's name was Dave. He was just like, Dave. Funny. Anyway, yeah, so he evolves it just as the magical stone tablet known as the Oracle has been stolen and smashed into 8 pieces, each hidden in a hostile location. Hunter wants to help, but first he must capture, train, and learn how to trust the spider who will be his partner, a colossal wanderer spider he named Shadow. Together, they go on to retrieve this, yes. So, in the TV show, in the beginning, the first episode, they meet Shadow. So he's 13 years old, but even still, the character does not look right. I mean, this just looks so weird. I mean, even she looks strange. And who this one is, what if I know? But I guess later on he finds his shadow, but that's slightly different than the books. But still, if I have to say which ones would I rather read or watch, I would go for the TV show. Not because I don't like books, but because this version that I'm reading now is very odd. And because I actually watched the show first, so there's that. Well, if anyone wishes to know more about the show, you can actually find the show on YouTube. However, the problem is release dates. Or, no, not release date, I'm sorry. Releasing. Company release. The show was never released at all on discs. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they actually called it 2 seasons. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was a special. The first 3 episodes, they actually aired months before. They wanted to do a special. Teletoon. But if Cookie Jar TV or Kids WB, I forgot Kids WB doesn't exist anymore. Shit. But if anyone could get their hands on this, I don't know, I wouldn't mind seeing if they could buy it. I mean, it has an average like 3 out of 5, but if they could release it, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, if you want to watch it, 52 episodes, 2 seasons. It's in English and Japanese. It's on YouTube. And just go have fun with it.